how does a general reassessment happen? And what,
So,
yeah, the
yeah,
mechanisms of it. Yeah.
what Heather said is exactly the case. And getting back to the may and shall language that we see in the Code of Virginia. So this is a shall law that was created years ago by the General Assembly that says each locality shall conduct a general reassessment. So if you're elected commissioner of the revenue, doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter who's sitting in this seat in this office, they will conduct a general reassessment. Now, I will say this: we are the only office west of Roanoke that conducts an in-house general reassessment. That is to say, my staff and this, I've had the same assessors for over 20 years are actually the ones who are have been engaged in this reassessment process. This is their sixth reassessment. So it's not by any means the first rodeo. And to give you a little bit of history on it, when I first came into office in '02 in a special election, Wise County was winding up its general reassessment. And it used an outside contractor, which a lot of localities do, Wingate appraisers. So I'm walking around trying to figure which way the sky is in this office, just being elected and trying to determine what contribution I'm going to make. When I go to my staff and I said, why can't we do what was just done by the contractor? And one of them said, you don't want to have anything to do with that because once the contractor leaves, then the commissioner can say, I had nothing to do with it. It was on them. And I said, well, I don't know. Let's talk about it and think about it.
Now, quick question. How much did that contractor cost the county
Yeah, and so
taxpayers?
that is a great question. That's exactly, John, where I was headed next. We were actually asked by the Board of Supervisors this year. And you know what? Rightly so. I think we should always check and see if we're the best bargain for the taxpaying citizens. We were asked to do some research to determine what kind of cost there would be if we went back to a general contractor. And administration agreed with our numbers. We're saving Wise County taxpayers approximately $300,000 every reassessment cycle by doing it in house. So the Code of Virginia, I think it's 58.1, somewhere in that area, basically says that you will conduct a countywide general reassessment. And as Heather pointed out, the board has discretion, the governing body in the county has discretion to determine what that cycle will be. We're on a 4-year cycle. And we're on that cycle. We moved from a 6-year cycle because of the impact of public service. And that's a whole different story, would probably take a whole different episode, but maybe we can allude to it. So that's what the deal is. We conduct these reassessments, and it is according to state law, um, we are to derive 100% fair market value.
Okay.
And so that is based upon sales that happen in certain neighborhoods, as they say, location, location, location.